Hi students, the last day we have calculated interest on capital. Today we will be reading about interest on drawings. If we consider an example where there are two partners A and B and they have withdrawn certain amounts on certain dates, let us check this question. On 1st April 2012, A has withdrawn rupees 50,000 whereas B has withdrawn rupees 30,000, and on 30th of June, rupees 20,000 withdrawn by A and rupees 30,000 withdrawn by B. Also, on 31st December 2012, A has withdrawn rupees 40,000 and B has withdrawn rupees 30,000. Similarly, we need to find it out the interest on drawings at the rate of 12% per annum. So, for A, if we see, the first amount was withdrawn on 1st April 2012. So, the amount withdrawn on 1st April 2012 can be used for a period of 12 months as it is just the beginning of the year and the year is going to end on 31st March 2013. So the amount withdrawn on 1st April 2012 can be used for a period of 12 months. So we will be charging interest on drawings for a period of 12 months for this withdrawal. So rupees 50,000 into 12% into 12 by 12 because this amount can be used for 12 months. This will give us 6,000. Next amount was withdrawn on 30th of June. So the amount which was withdrawn on 30th of June can be utilized for a period of 9 months. Now, since 3 months have elapsed from 1st April 2012, so remaining 9 months are left in the financial year. So we'll calculate the interest on drawings for 9 months. Be careful, this is not like interest on capital where we'll see from the beginning that 3 months have passed. We need to check till the end. From the date of withdrawal to the date of the end of financial year, from 30th of June 2012 to 31st of March 2013, it will provide us 9 months. So here we'll find out interest on drawings, rupees 20,000 into 12% into 9 by 12. This will give us rupees 1800. And the last withdrawal was done on 31st of December 2012, rupees 40,000. So from 31st of December, only 3 months are remaining, January, February and March. So rupees 40,000 into 12% into 3 by 12. This will give us rupees 1200. So total interest on drawings for A is rupees 6,000 plus 1800 plus 1200, that is rupees 9,000. Let us check for B. First withdrawal on 1st of April 2012, rupees 30,000. So 12% into 12 by 12 gives us 3600. Next withdrawal was on 30th of June, rupees 30,000 again. So 30,000 into 12% into 9 by 12 gives us rupees 2700. And the last withdrawal was done on 31st of December. So 30,000 again into 12% into 3 by 12 gives us rupees 900. So total becomes 3600 plus 2700 plus 900, that is rupees 7200. If we check the next question, let us see again one case of A and B, where on 1st April 2012 A has withdrawn 20,000, B rupees 10,000. On 30th of September, A has withdrawn 30,000 rupees again, but B has not withdrawn any amount on that date. And on 31st of March, on the end of the year, A has not withdrawn any amount, but B has withdrawn rupees 20,000 at the end of the year. And the rate of interest on drawings is 10% per annum. So here, on the first date, A has withdrawn rupees 20,000. So 20,000 into 10% into 12 by 12. This will provide us rupees 2,000. The next date was 30th of September where A has withdrawn rupees 30,000. So 6 months are remaining from 30th September. So 30,000 into 10% into 6 by 12, that is 1,500. And on the end of the year, A has not withdrawn any amount, so no interest on capital there. But for the case of B, on first date, that is the beginning of the year, 1st April 2012, B has withdrawn rupees 10,000. So 10,000 into 10% into 12 by 12 provides us 1,000. On 30th of September, B has not withdrawn any amount, so no interest in capital there. Also, B has withdrawn on 31st March 2013 rupees 20,000. So what will be the interest in drawings on that? Please note it carefully. Amount withdrawn on 31st March 2013 rupees 20,000. The answer is interest on drawings cannot be charged as no time has elapsed from their form. What does it mean? Because the end of the year is 31st March 2013 and on the same date he has withdrawn. So interest cannot be charged as no time has elapsed. On the date of closing of the accounting year, he has withdrawn the amount. So not a single day have passed from there. So interest on drawings cannot be charged. because no time at all has passed. If we take a loan from someone and if we return him the same day, so no interest cannot be charged. Interest cannot be charged thereon, because for charging of interest we need a time period, but here he has withdrawn on the date of the closing of accounting year, so no interest on drawings can be charged here. Next, let us see a different case. Mr. X withdrew 60,000 during the year, where interest on drawings was to be charged at the rate of 12% per annum. Where rupees 60,000 is withdrawn during the year, it is not told whether on which date he has withdrawn. So in such a case, we will take rupees 60,000 into 12% into 6 by 12. There is one star, you check the star here. During the year is to be assumed as the mid of the year and therefore charged for 6 months. When there is no date given, only it is written during the year, always remember at such a case we will always assume it to be the mid of the year. You can also assume beginning or end by giving a note, but it is better to assume mid of the year and interest is calculated on that basis. So mid of the year means 6 months is remaining to the closing of accounting year, so interest has been charged for the period of 6 months. Now let us also see some other cases. A has withdrawn rupees 5,000 at the first day of every month during a financial year. Calculate interest on drawings at the rate of 12% per annum. If you remember, I have given you one table to learn where interest on drawings rate were given, like beginning of the month, end of the quarter, end of month, mid of quarter. If you don't have that table, I'll send it again to you. But if you have learned that table, it will be useful for you now. You need to learn it very carefully and sincerely. I urge all the students to learn that table very sincerely, as this will be used in this topic. Here A has withdrawn 5,000 at the first day of every month. So every month he has withdrawn 5,000 at the first day, means on the first date of every month. So total amount of withdrawn made by him is 5,000 into 12, since he has withdrawn every month at the rate of 12% per annum. So 5,000 into 12 for 12 months into 12%, 12 by 100. And if you remember, the interest on drawings rate number of months for first day of every month, like beginning of month, is 6.5. So you will use 6.5 by 12. It is given in that table. You can learn it very carefully. First day of every month means beginning of month. Beginning of month is 6.5 by 12. If you make this calculation, you will get rupees 3,900 here. Next question. P withdrew rupees 3,000 at the last day of every month during a financial year. Calculate the interest on drawings at the rate of 10% per annum. P withdrew rupees 3,000 at the last day of every month. Last day of every month means the end of month. So 3,000 every month. So 3,000 into 12, 36,000 is the total amount of drawings made during the year at the rate of 10%. So 10 by 100. End of month, last day of month means end of month. The rate for end of month is 5.5. So we'll use 5.5 by 12. This will give us rupees 1,650. Also, we'll see one more question here. X and Y withdrew rupees 1,000 each at the beginning and mid of each quarter respectively. Calculate the interest on drawings at the rate of 18% per annum. Here X and Y have withdrawn rupees 1,000 each at the beginning and mid of each quarter. Remember, this is not month, it is quarter. Quarter is a period of 3 months. So we have 4 quarters in a year. 3 months. We have 4 times 3 months in a year. So we have 4 quarters in a year. So whatever amount is withdrawn, 1,000. So this 1,000 will be multiplied by 4 to get the total amount withdrawn during the year, because we have 4 quarters. So 1,000 into 4, the rate is 18%, 18 by 100. X has withdrawn at the beginning of each quarter. If you remember the table, I have told you beginning of quarter rate is 7.